Hey there, this is Muffinsaurs and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube video tutorial that I'm uploading and I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing or not, so please bear with me. I'm a bit nervous talking to myself again. And basically what we are going to do today is digital illustration, and what you need is an iPad and an Apple Pencil. So for the iPad, it doesn't matter what model you're using. You can get the old one too. What I'm using is the 10.5-inch iPad Pro, and what the app that you need, or rather we are using today, the app that I highly advise you to get is Procreate. So Procreate, you can get it on the App Store for a one-time price of $9.99 USD, and it's really worth it because I use it a lot. And for my sketches, even for my merchandise and mock-ups, artwork, murals, and I find it digital artwork really good because it saves paper at the same time. So you don't have to, like, I used to draw on paper and I have like chunks of paper and then I have to throw it away or recycle them. So I feel it's a waste. So with the iPad, it's a lot easier. Like, this is actually a mural mock-up which I did for the Singapore Bird Park last year or 2 years ago, I'm not so sure. And my Corgi Infinity Norm, the one that I did on t-shirt and posters, is actually done on iPad. So the thing about iPad, if you use Photoshop before, it works in layers. So look at all my characters, it's in different layers, and I actually separate them out and cut it and made them into stickers too. So this is like a very rough review on Procreate. And no, I'm not paid in any way. I'm not sponsored by Procreate, but just sharing the info. So I also do comics on Procreate. Like when something funny happened at home, I'll just wipe up my iPad and Apple Pencil and then I'll just start drawing. So this is an incident where Barney scared himself with his fart, as I did last year. So and the best part about digital artwork, right, all I had to do to upload it is to export as a, where's my export? Export as a JPEG, and I can just upload it straight away on the iPad, on Facebook and Instagram. So, well, I'm not going to go into much detail on all the crazy things that you can do on Procreate. The point of this video is to help total beginners. And I understand that if you are a beginner, you will be overwhelmed with all that info. If I were to tell you, like, you should remember this, you should this, what does this do, what does that do? No, if you just want to jump straight into drawing, then this video is for you, I guess. So when you start up Procreate, this is the page that you see, and to create a new canvas, just go to the plus symbol on the top right, and you can choose any size that you want or customize size. So what I usually use for Instagram is a square, or if I want to print A4, I'll do in A4 or A3. So I would highly advise you to go the bigger the better, because the bigger it is, the better the resolution. And since we are doing something for Instagram, or okay, I think for the video I'll just stick with screen size maybe. Screen size is just this iPad size, and perhaps I use this as a video thumbnail too. And so you have it here as a canvas, it's white color. This is your layer panel. So if you have used Photoshop before, you would understand layers better. Okay, for brush, right, there are many types of brush that you can choose. You can even import your own brush, but for absolute beginners, don't worry about all this. Don't be so confused by it. Just go calligraphy monoline. And then for our colors, you can choose our colors here. So you can choose any paintbrush color that you want. And there's a swatcher that you can pick the colors and you make a shortcut out of it so that you don't have to keep finding the same color again. So you can actually customize your palettes here, your color palette. So this is my color palette, and what I usually use, which is like Muffinsaurs color, Barney's color, the green, the muffin, and truffles usually, and truffles and patches use the gray. and the pink for the tongue. So this is my swatch that I regularly use. You can choose your own, or you can pick a color. For now, let's just go with black. Okay, that's the eraser tool, and you can choose the size of the eraser, as well as when you go to the brush, you can also choose the size. So there's like the very thick brush, the very thin. And this is the opacity. I will recommend you not touch it for now. Opacity, if I bring it lower, you see it'll be lighter. Let me change bigger one. See? Ooh, it's too light. See the opacity? Yeah. So these are things that you can do, but I don't recommend you to touch them for now for beginners. And we are just going to do very simple doodle. Okay, let's start. Enough of the rough introduction, I guess. If you want to go more in depth, I'm sure there are a lot of videos that you can find on YouTube that has like tutorials on how to draw and the different ways you can use Procreate. But for now, mine is just going to be simple for absolute beginners. I'm just doodling on iPad. It's not really exactly a professional illustration, I guess, but it's something that I like to do, and I think it's very easy. Yeah, it's easy to pick up. So right now we need a picture to reference from. I usually draw from reference or from imagination, but I understand it's hard, so I'm going to get the reference for this video. So you can go to this bar, and then you have this ad. So you want to insert a photo. So I already took a photo of this cat, LadyGarGar. It's a cat from Singapore, and this is a very cute pose. We are going to use her as a reference for this video. You can feel free to check out their Instagram account. I'm going to draw LadyGarGar the cat. So you can choose with this arrow action bar, you can choose to put it wherever you want, and with a finger you can scale it out, and then you can even turn it, rotate. So I'm going to put this at the side because I am right-handed. So I will usually put it this side, and then I'll draw here. So what you want to do is image is placed here, and this is one layer. So you're going to create a new layer. I like to use blue, very light. I don't usually draw like this, but I guess for beginners it's easier to see it as a shape. You see there's a round shape here. The face is a round shape. So you want to draw a circle. That's the center. This is where her expression is. And then you have the ears. There's like two party hats. It's like big ears, and then you look at this, it's like one long body. So you draw a long circle here. Yep. And estimated your two hands is here. This is where her arms are. And that's her fat fold, or is that fat or her back? So there is a circle here, if you can see. So it's a rounded circle here from the arm. And her leg, this is her leg. Her leg is coming upwards here. And the tail that's going out. You don't have to be exactly, this is just a rough sketch. Then there's a bit of a leg here. See, there'll be another circle here for her joint. So there's two circles here, if you can imagine. But roughly we got the shape of LadyGarGar now. And now finally the basket. Basket. There's a basket here. Okay, so the basket will look like this. Even if you don't do D&T in school, you understand this more. Okay, so we got the rough outline of LadyGarGar. And what we want to do now is, this is a layer of a sketch. We are not going to draw here. We are going to create another layer right on top of this layer. And we are going to switch to black outline. If you find that your outline is too dark, you can always go back to this layer and you can change the opacity. Where is my opacity? Oops. Yeah, here. Look at this issue. Adjustment, opacity. You can bring down the opacity to make it lighter. or you can make it darker. So I find it a bit too dark, but I'm not sure if it's obvious in the video. I'm going to make it lighter a bit. And go back to your layers, to the first layer. Once again, do not touch that bottom layer. So this layer, your opacity is still 100%, so it's black. So the thing, how layer works, right, is you're going to draw right on top of this layer. So you draw this layer, you will not affect the bottom at all. So this is how it looks. See? Can you see it? Yeah, okay, so I will delete and I create a new layer. Now then I can delete it. I can actually erase it, but I thought it's faster if I just delete it. So what we're going to do on this layer is we're going to zoom into LadyGarGar. Hold on. I'm going to move this. Wait. Let me adjust this here. I would like just here. And perhaps I'll make LadyGarGar a little bigger too. Yeah, you see, when you are still on this layer, you can choose the layout of your canvas. You want her to be this big. I think I have it this big. And let me move this closer. I can make it a little smaller. And on this layer, I'm going to start drawing. So if so my canvas layout and LadyGarGar is going to be here. And from here, let's start drawing her features on the new layer. So you can start the outline. Then you can here. So we are using the bottom layer as a guide to get LadyGarGar's features. And she has a rather short eye, so it's quite big. You can choose to do eyes like this, or if you want it bigger, you can do it like this. If it looks weird to you, you can always erase it. You can choose the bigger eraser and just do bigger. So there's no right or wrong. It doesn't matter if one eye is bigger than the other. And you have her nose. And she has this weird look here. And this is why I like layers a lot. Yeah, LadyGarGar is a bit orangey. Let's give her an orangey look. And okay, so you see this layer, we are still using monoline. And you can go for a bigger color, bigger brush. Look at this. This is when you go over it, then you realize, oh no, I'm in the wrong layer. So you can bring your layer downwards, or if you, and always check your layers before you do your work. Yeah, I don't know how you can do. Always check your layer. If you're on this layer, you'll be like, crap, and then you can't. So it's like, oh shit, I'll do my artwork and I forgot. I'm on the wrong layer, what do I do? So you can always go back. If it can still be savage, you can always go backwards, and then you go back to the right layer. But just to be safe and so you don't spend too much time doing the wrong thing, just always check your layer first. So this layer is supposed to be the bottom, and I'm going to fill the whole cat up with, hey, what's this? Oops, wrong layer, see? Sometimes they give you an error message. So, you know, it's like coloring, you know, you can color LadyGarGar. Color. Again, you realize that, oh crap, we went out of the line. What do I do? The eraser is here to save you. Touch up some more, and I just realized that the tail looks like it's connected to the leg. Okay, I'm going back to my line layer, black. Bring my stroke lower. I'm going to do this. This is actually sitting on the tail. Yep, that's it. So the tail is going to be something like this. And if you imagine the cat anatomy, Okay, maybe the hands is a little bit weird too. See, it's the best thing about digital. You think it's weird, later on you can go back and edit it. If you are using paper and pen and watercolor, you are definitely fact. Okay, so imagine the cat here, right? So basically the private part is here. But you can't see it because the tail is blocking. So you erase away the X. Too bad. A bit of shadows. So what you can do is, let's say your color is actually black now, and you wanted to pick the same orange as the one you used previously. What you can do if you didn't save a palette is to use your finger and hold. Then you have this eyedropper. It's kind of like an eyedropper tool on Photoshop. So you actually pick the color that you selected onto your swatch. So I'm in the same color now, and I'm going to make it a little darker because I want to do shadows. So it's a slightly darker. I bring up the brush stroke. Her stripes is a bit more reddish, so I'm going back to my swatch. Pick this color again. I'm going to go orangey, darker a little bit to do these stripes. Yeah, I'm going to do some here. Although it doesn't really look like that. Something like that, which has the stripes on her face too. So what we're going to do is you're going to pick white now, and you're going to fill up the eyes. I mean, if you want your cat eyes to be green, you can basically change the color to green, but I like it white. And her fur, there's a white on her face here, so she's like wearing a mask. Yeah, that makes more sense. Let's go with this. And okay, then there's the stripes here that we were talking about just now. Later, with more stripes. It goes around the body. Okay, you can always break them out a little bit. Well, it looks like he's wearing that like necklace, you know. So I like to break them out a bit. Maybe I always add more. Okay. It looks better. Yeah. And if you want the ears to be white, or you can leave it as an orange, it's up to you. I'm going to color everything, you know, because there's a very dark black. It's not exactly black, but more of very dark brown. So you don't want it to be very black. Pick a brown, go something dark, not black, something darker. And you'll start to color this area. So actually online you can still see the black paw pad. Black. You can still see the black paw pad. Use the darker brown for the tip of the tail. This is lighter brush. If you want to make a bushy effect, you just do this. This is the bushy effect. And there's a lot of fuzzy here too. Maybe I overdid it a bit. Yeah. You can always like layer it to different color, and let me add some shadow a bit here. Then see her body is darker here, so you can add a little line here to signify her fur. And here we have Lady Gaga. Okay, where's down? And the final thing that you have to color is the turquoise basket. Okay, the thing about the eyedropper tool, if you really like this color, you can always hover over to the picture, hold it, see it picks up the turquoise, and you can use it in your palette and color the basket. And then you ask me, hey Steph, why didn't you just pick the color of the cat and did it the same color? Well, because there's a lot of color all over the cat. Look at this. There's so many layers. The eyedropper is going to go crazy, and trust me, if you pick a color like this, your cat is going to look totally different. There's too many colors. So if you want to doodle, you just pick a cartoony color. I don't know, it's up to you. You want to pick the color and it looks weird, go ahead. Maybe it will look better, so who knows. But this is how I do it. I always like to choose my own colors. But if you have difficulty trying to get colors and understanding colors, I think the eyedropper tool will really help you. If you can pick the color from the picture, but please always pick the bright colors. If not, it will look super weird and dark and dull. Okay, even for the basket, I'm going to add like some shading. So go darker, slightly. Looks good. Now I don't need this picture anymore, so I can proceed to hide it. So now I want to just pick a background color for her. What color would be nice? And you can choose your color. You just go to this background color. You just layer this background color. Everyone will have it. You just click on it. You'll go straight to the palette, and you just choose the color that you like. So the basket is turquoise. Maybe I'll just go with something pink. Oh, pink. Is it too girly? I think it's too girly. Whoops! Forgot to on airplane mode. Yeah, let's go with pink. I think it looks good. And okay, now I want a shadow because it looks like it's on the pink background. It looks like it's floating. I will add another layer right at the bottom of my color layer, and I'm going to eyedropper the pink and make it a little darker. And go to here. And you know what's the best thing about Procreate? I mean, quite an advanced tip. You know, shadows are actually blurry. So you're on the shadow layer, you can actually go to opacity, and there's a Gaussian blur. So you click on the blur, and you can actually select to adjust how blur you want it to go. See, it's like this, then you go blur, and it totally blur out. And that's too much. And it totally blur out, and it's gone. So you want to go a little bit, where's my finger? Little bit more, little bit. Just want a little bit of blur. Yeah. Okay, just a little bit. Just a little bit of blur. Can you actually see it? I'm not sure if it shows in the camera. Now it's blurred out. Oops. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Muffinsaurs signing out, and leave a like in my YouTube channel and subscribe. And leave a comment. Let me know what you want.